you don't have to start out with fancy,
Yeah, start small.
Yeah, start small, do what you can do, stay in your boundaries, and there's always going to be something that's challenging. You're going to have challenging days.
Welcome back to Beyond the Brand. Today I'm sitting down with someone who proves that age is just a number when it comes to building something great. Sam is just a 15-year-old and he's already running his own landscaping business, MS Lawn Care. And today we're going to talk about how he got started, what drives him, and what really takes to turn something that he's passionate about into a real business. Sam, you want to tell the people about yourself?
What's going on, everybody? My name is Sam. I run a landscaping company right out of Bucks County. I do anything a landscaper can imagine: mowing lawns, sod installation, weeding, small tree removal, stuff like that. MS Lawn Care, that's kind of it. He explained everything else. I've been running this business for about almost 2 years now, day in, day out, doing the best that I can, the best that a 14, now 15-year-old could do. And yeah, that's it. And I'm here at Minuteman Press, getting my truck done, business cards, and yeah.
So how you feeling today? How's business treating you? And
I mean, it's going good. We got a couple jobs lined up for this weekend. I get to pull up in the new truck with the logo on it, thanks to you guys. The new business cards, everything. When you get something new with the business, it's always a good feeling. So today's been a good day to come down here and sit down with you.
So how's that work? I mean, you can't even drive the truck, so.
So my mom, who's actually behind the camera, she helps me out a lot. I can give lots of props to her. I can go on and on. She's helped me even through hard times, everything behind the scenes. It's just so much effort that she's put in. She's put in as much effort as I put in. She's drove me places, drove me and the team places. It's just, a lot of effort that she puts in that it's not really noticeable because you don't see her in the videos as much, which I'm hoping that she'll get into a couple more. But, she helps me out. I can't appreciate her much. Yeah. So she drives me around.
That's awesome. So she got the new truck, and she's gonna be driving around the crew. How many people on the crew?
So we're working about 5 to 6 employees. Okay. We usually use 4. I always have a couple extra guys just in case one's because they're all kids, so they all have lives too. Yeah. So just in case one's out with the family or someone, I can always pick someone up and we can go get to the job.
So are you all around the same neighborhood? You all go to the same school?
Yeah.
Like, how did this all come about? Like, whose brilliant idea was this?
So it's my brilliant idea, obviously. And one day I was just sitting inside, and it was starting to become summer, and I saw landscaping a lot. And then my mom would always be in the garden, always doing something. And my dad had his own company for a while, so I knew a little bit about how to run a business, So I was like, what if I just knock on doors? So I walked downstairs and I was like, hey Mom, if I did this and I had this many lawns and I priced them at this, I'd make X amount of money a week. She looked at me like I was crazy. She was
like, should you be playing video games or something?
What is this kid talking about?
That's funny.
And then she was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So then I was like, all right. So I called my friend Mikey. That's why it stands for MS, but I mainly do everything. He's just someone that helps me out. And I was like, let's start a company, but it's basically my company. But he was like, all right. So we went door to door. We were knocking. It was people were looking at us. You're like, you got a business card? I'm like, no, not yet. And then I did our first job. It was a big job, and he let us borrow his weed whackers and stuff. And
so you didn't even have any tools, like
nope,
anything. You were just knocking on. It was like, hey, can we borrow your tools?
Nothing
to do your job.
Yeah. I had a lawnmower, so I thought it would be whoa. Nah, he wanted a whole area cleared out, and that's when I knew landscaping was more than just cutting grass and pulling plants out. There's a lot to do. There's patios, sod, everything that you can imagine with landscaping. So he had us clear out this whole area, and then when we were done clearing it out, he thanked us. He gave us the attachment for the weed whacker because we had our own, but we used his as well. And then he called us back a couple weeks later. He wanted this grass removed and then sand put down because he does like horse ring stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, but and then a couple leaves cleaned up and stuff, and he had a couple sand pits for golf.
Yeah.
Wanted new sand in there, so we did that.
Yeah.
So I charged him about $500-600, and he was generous enough. He had this old trailer sitting.
Yeah.
And he gave it to me for a couple $100.
Oh, okay. So he sold you a trailer as well.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So he gave us the trailer, and then I was like, all right, So with that extra money, I took and I bought business cards and door hangers.
Yeah.
And
So
eventually came T-shirts.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different story.
So you reinvested back in the business
Yeah.
with the first couple $100 that you got, and continue to use that to grow the business.
Yeah. So and then I got business cards, and then kept going door to door, and then I kept getting jobs, bought T-shirts, and then I just kept saving.
Yeah.
And
So is that primarily how you get most of your business now? Is just going door to door?
yeah. So I go door to door, and I was just talking with someone from Levittown. His name's Adam. He runs the Levittown Link, which is a postcard that goes all around Levittown. And this is for anyone that's in Levittown that has a small business. You can, talk to him, give him the, it costs obviously.
Yeah.
And your postcard sent out to like 20,000 residents all over Levittown.
Direct mail.
So that's, it's direct mail.
Yeah, so you did some
And
direct
so
mail
that's what we're
services.
getting into.
Yeah.
And so that's a big help.
Yeah.
So if anyone needs, try to get out there, direct mail is the way to go, especially if you're in Levittown, hit up Adam.
Have you done direct mail before, or this is your first
It's
time?
our first time. Our first trial starts in April.
Okay.
So we're hoping, we're already getting business picking up as the summer goes in, but once that direct mail hits to all the residents, I'm hoping that it picks up even more, and we're busy day to day.
Okay. So who does anybody else help you out other than your mom and other than your mom and your friends? Does anybody else help you out? Like I know growing a business is a lot, especially at this age. You're still it's not your full-time thing. You have to go to school. You have to do. I'm sure you have to do homework. You have to do all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So like, how do you go about trying to manage accounting and actually sales and marketing and making sure that you guys are going to be available to do a job that you guys have done for have scheduled for Saturday or something?
So there's definitely times where I'll schedule something and it just some people I can't get some people but there's always people that want to work, but I make sure it's people that are in my team, people that fit in well. So I selected people that actually care, that want to come out, work, make not just for the money to, have a good time, And my brother, he helped me out a lot. He helped me find my truck. He comes to our jobs, helps me out with my jobs. But if it wasn't for my dad, I wouldn't be where I am right now. He started the business, so I took up after him. He told me a lot. He guided me in the right place, and then that's where I sit today. I always talk to him. He's always helping me out the best that he can, and it's all about guidance of the ones that you surround yourself with.
Yeah, all about the mentorship, right?
Yeah, and that's how I got to where I am.
How do you handle clients that might give you a hard time, like, hey, why should I choose you over somebody that's been doing this for years? Yeah,
well, obviously, they have tons of accounts, tons of business. They have a passive income all the time coming in, and us, we don't have stacked jobs on top of each other. So if we mess something up, we can go back same day, next day, fix it, and we take our time. As in, other companies are coming in there trying to get it done same day, this, that. They're on a rush because they got something tomorrow.
Yeah.
But for us, I explained it to them as we're just kids. We're just, we're a little bit slow, so we make sure we get it done right, get it done efficiently, on time, and and they're charging, thousands of dollars. I mean, I'm not saying that landscaping is cheap, but some people overcharge.
Yeah.
But I try to keep it in the ballpark to make it fair for me and the customer.
Yeah.
And I talk to them about that, and they like my attitude, and they like the way that me and my team are, and so that's why they work with us.
Okay. And then what's the typical day though? What's the typical day for you? Like after school, the weekends. Like how do you go around structuring all that and balancing all that?
Yeah. So usually when I have business cards or door hangers, I haven't had them in weeks, so I haven't gone door to door. But usually after school, I'll eat, you know, do a little whatever, and then I'll go out, go door to door, and I'll knock on as many doors as I can until I'm tired. And then, you know, there's a lot of people that'll shut the door in your face. There's a lot of people that'll just look out the window and walk back. And then there's people that actually come out, talk to you, and you just got to have that positive attitude when they come out, talk to you. And that's how you get it. And then, but a regular work day is, you know, we wake up early, we get, you know, the equipment ready, we put it all in the truck. We just got the truck, but we were going out of my mom's Nissan. So we put it all in a tiny car, and she would drive us there. We would unload, do whatever, make sure the mulch and stuff is getting delivered on time, and however long it takes us. But you know, we try to take our time, make sure everything's right for the customer so they're satisfied.
So, I mean, it's because it's very interesting, like trying to like balance all that responsibilities. I know like something like that might sound scary to people, especially your age, trying to start up something like, to start up a small business like that. What would you say to them? What would you recommend? Like,
so, you know, people think that I started out with tons of money, like, or I just started out with a plug-in push mower. And then, you know, you just got to make sure you're quoting in the right area, because a lot of kids, you know, since they're young, they're thinking that they can't get that big price tag that regular companies would get. You just have to make sure, you know, your guys, add the payment and for your guys and you, and then miscellaneous stuff like gas, whatever you need, plus the material, and you'll keep going, and the money will eventually accumulate on top of each other, and your money will keep growing. You can buy more equipment. You know, you can expand yourself more, and you know, you can just keep growing. You don't have to start out with fancy, you know.
Start small.
Start small, do what you can do, stay in your boundaries, and there's always going to be something that's challenging. You're going to have challenging days all the time. Like,
how do you navigate that?
I mean, my mom. When I'm mad, you know, she helps me out, but if not, you know, there's challenging days. Sometimes you know, you're telling the customer, yeah, this will be done by today. Sometimes you just gotta be like, all right, it's getting late. I just gotta go home, eat, I'll come back tomorrow. Hopefully your customer will be understanding about that. But you never know. It all depends how the customer is. But most of my clients and everyone I worked with was understanding about that. I've only had to do it once, twice.
What's the toughest client? Who's the toughest client that's ever like gave you a hard time? That was like, oh, you're gonna have to learn this lesson because you're in business.
So I'm not gonna say any names, but I mow this specific lawn, and we had a misunderstanding, and she wasn't too happy that I came and cut her lawn, and you know, it wasn't. I think she blew it out of proportion a little bit, and she's still my client, great lady. It's just a little frustration that we had between each other that day. But, you know, we resolved the situation. I talked to her, and I made sure that wouldn't happen again.
So how would somebody, I guess, like, what? You came a little bit too early than the agreed week? Like, if somebody agreed to cut in every 2 weeks, you had count, like, what, the other week or something?
So what happened was I cut her one on, let's say, like a Sunday. And we usually go out on Wednesdays during the summer, and she was like, don't come next Wednesday, come the following. But I was like, ma'am, you wouldn't be on schedule. And so I had to come that Wednesday, and I thought she said okay, like it was whatever, but you know, she was like, I told you not to come. And I was like, oh.
Your grass is still cut, right?
Yeah, I mean, it still looked nice.
It still looked good.
So,
your house looks good, so what's the issue?
And then I was like, it's whatever, man. Just take that as a free cut. You know, there's nothing, you don't want to sit there, you know, like, I could have people cursing at me. And you just have to stay professional. You have to stay in your, you may want to say something back, but that's not the professional option. You got to make sure, you know, you're staying in character. You're not breaking it. You're not arguing back with them, because then it's word of mouth. They'll tell their friend. They'll go on Facebook about it. Whatever they want to do. You just got to cope yourself. Make sure, you know, think before you say. You know.
And do you think you got all of this, all your virtues from, what your dad had taught you from being in business?
Yeah, with what my dad has taught me, especially him estimating, stuff like that, what my mom has helped me out with, what my mom's talked to me about, what my mom's helped me with, my brother, what my brothers came out, helped me with, all the connections I have on the internet, after countless hours of studying. Like, it may sound a little corny, like I watch landscapers work, and people will be like, why do you watch landscapers? Because you'll learn from them how to operate the company, how to learn more, you'll learn more.
Yeah.
And then I just take all that to knowledge, and I bring that with me when I go out in the field.
It's glad that you talked about that, because I was going to ask you, like, what tools have you been using to try to see, for you to try to get better at your craft and just get better as a businessman as well. Yeah.
So you don't want to make it like, oh yeah, this is going to take forever, because you want to get to the next location as quick as possible. So having the truck now is going to be a lot easier for me and my team. You could just pick it up or put it on the ramps, put it in the truck, go to the next one. And sometimes when we had my mom's Nissan, we would have to put it in there, close the hatch, and it was
a process.
It was a process. And eventually her hatch was broken, so you had to crawl through the back actually to open it. With everything back there, trying to crawl in the back, it was horrible. But I was late. I was, and now I don't have an excuse.
Yeah. So do you have, what are the plans for MS Lawn Care? Like, do you plan to, I mean, obviously you're still 15. Is that high school age yet?
Yeah,
are you in high school?
Yeah, I'm a freshman.
Oh, you're a freshman.
Yeah,
okay.
So I started this my 8th grade year a little bit, went as hard as I could during the summer, and then I'm here. Just make sure you're smart with your money, save it a lot, work the best that you can for it.
Do you plan to keep expanding? Do you plan to, I mean, like I said, you're still young, so do you plan to go to college to learn more of like the business aspect of it? And just the operations?
I'm going to take a couple business courses in high school, but I don't see myself sitting in a college room for another 4 years in another classroom. Yeah. It's not, I don't feel like it's worth it.
It's like I'm making money already. I don't need to go to college.
It's just, I want to build the business as best I can, have as many accounts, get into hardscaping, build a big team, have people, be able to not even have me go out. I just do the estimates. I have people do it for me. Yeah. And I also want to get into real estate.
Oh, nice.
And,
like on your own property, renting them out, or just like flipping it?
So hopefully towards the end of the summer, if everything goes as planned, I want to start investing. And, when I'm done investing, as the age goes on, I would say I'm like 19 now, almost 20. I want to take the money I've, got from investing in the properties, and I want to make my own property, whether that's in Philly, Bucks County, Jersey, you want to build your own.
Yeah, you want to build your own house.
Build my own house, rental properties, stuff like that, and also run landscaping, and if I have time, photography. It all depends how I still have time to change my route.
I don't know how you're gonna have time, but hey, I always say that while I'm doing this.
I mean, I figure it out now. I still do photography, and I still do landscaping and school on top, and find time to hang out with my friends. Yeah. So you just got to be able to balance yourself, and sometimes you want to say yes. Like if someone wants to shoot this day, and I want to say yes so bad, but you got to know. You got to give yourself a break. You gotta be like, I'm sorry, man. I can't do it, man.
What do you do for fun? Like, what do you do to for that break? Especially, I know. Are you working in the winter time as well?
Snow.
Oh, yeah, snow.
Yeah. We didn't get much snow. I'm not gonna lie. Little flurries. That didn't do much.
So what do landscapers do at that point when like there's no snow coming in? Was it more of just like, yeah? What do you all do? What do you do at that point?
So when there's no snow coming in, you just go around. You do leaves. If there's some leaves, do some cleanups. Some people ask for it, or they wait till the snow's officially done. Yeah. Me and the leaves don't get along, I'll tell you. But if you're not working, you just take that time. Take that time that you have. Spend it with friends, spend it with family, do whatever. Make sure your equipment's all good. Make sure your stuff is cleaned. Clean your stuff out. Clean your mowers. from the summer, clean your shovels out, make sure you have salt ready for the next time it snows. You just gotta prepare yourself.
Yeah.
But
What's your favorite piece of landscaping equipment?
the piece that I want to get is a skag mower. I've seen them. I've seen people demo them. I've been in stores with them. They're an awesome piece.
What does it do?
It's the drivable ones. Like,
Okay.
Yeah. It's a great company too, Skag. So that would be my favorite piece if I had it.
Yeah.
But right now, say my blower.
Okay. Oh, the leaf blower.
Yeah, the leaf blower. Because if I didn't have that, I could just put it on my backpack.
Yeah.
But now if I didn't have that, I don't even know. I'd probably still be cleaning up leaves.
Yeah.
From 3 weeks ago.
What's the most satisfying thing about what you do?
Satisfying one thing about it, I do. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you can make your own hours. No, you can't.
Yeah.
There's no making your own hours behind a business.
Yeah.
Unless it's 12 o'clock at night for landscapers. But
You're always on the clock.
Yeah, I'm always on the clock. But my favorite part is you get to choose which days you work. Some days you can't, but some days, I can extend my weekend. I can choose the way I want to schedule stuff. And it's just good to be able to have the freedom to do whatever instead of working at a different company, doing this, following the manager's rules.
Yeah.
Which I'm not saying, you don't have to start. When you start your own business, you have so much freedom. It's just you have a little bit more freedom than you have
Under somebody
working
else.
with- yeah, under someone else.
Anybody that you like to meet, any successful entrepreneur that you...
So, there's a couple landscapers out there I'd love to meet, like Tom Maggs.
Okay.
He's up in New York, but I would say close by is Chase Gallagher. He runs CMG Landscape down in Downtown, Westchester area. He's an awesome guy. I've talked to him over Instagram and stuff. He's built a great team, successful landscaping company. I just want to go over there and check out how he runs it. Get a little bit more sense of hardscape in person because I want to get into hardscape, and just learn more. But yeah, he's got it going for him.
Yeah, awesome. So, where can the people find you, support your business, and follow your journey?
I would say MS Lawn Care on Instagram, but
Tell the camera.
we're banned.
He said we're banned.
I don't know why Instagram won't even appeal it, but right now you can go to my Instagram account, Sam_Little21. I post a little bit of my content on there. I haven't posted much since the new account. On YouTube, just look up MS Lawn Care. We got a video dropping soon. We're recording tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to stay consistent as the summer gets going, and you can find us on there. On Facebook, MS Lawn Care. If you go to our Facebook, you can find our website link. You have an Instagram website link along with YouTube. All of our links will add together.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Sam.
This was a great conversation.
I appreciate it.
Of course. Great
you.
conversation. And if you guys enjoyed the conversation, make sure you please like and subscribe and check out Sam's work. And thank you again for checking out the video. And I hope that this conversation inspired you to grow.
Yep. And don't forget to come down to Minuteman Press for all your needs for your business, shirts, wraps, everything.
Sure.
They do stuff like this to your walls.
Yeah, for sure.
They have locations all over, but I suggest coming to
Drive all the way to Philadelphia.
Yep, right in Philadelphia.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.